What's up, guys? Welcome to part two of Champions League predictions. Now, the previous one, if you haven't seen part one where we talk about the remaining last 16 games, guys, please go check it out and then come back here and finish watching this. Yeah, it's going to be here somewhere. Probably up there. But yeah, guys, let's talk about the quarterfinal. And the first two games have already was already drawn. It's already happened. The first game that we're going to talk about is Leipzig versus Atletico Madrid. Now, Jack, do you want to take it away here?
Yeah, Atletico Madrid will win. It's a cup competition. They've got a great manager, a great team, and I think Leipzig are out of their depths here. Don't get me wrong. I think Leipzig, have some areas of their team which are scary, that can cause some trouble for Atletico Madrid. But generally speaking, do I think Atletico Madrid are going to be too worried by the Leipzig team? Absolutely not. I think Atletico Madrid will go through here comfortably, not because it's going to be such a big goal line, but such a big score line, but I think they'll be able to restrict the Leipzig opportunities and then score some of their own, comfortably win the game.
Yeah, just like that, just like Jack, everything he said, totally agree with there. A big factor to this is that Timo Werner will not play for Leipzig. Second leg, he's obviously going to join Chelsea, which I don't like the way how that works. If you're playing for the team, you should finish that season, but he won't be playing. He won't be playing in the second leg, and I don't see them really having a chance against this Atletico Madrid team. Atletico Madrid team, they don't score a lot of goals, but they also don't concede a lot. And that works perfectly in the Champions League, because all they need is one or two chances. They have their players like Carrasco, who, since he's came back from China, has been playing outstanding football. Diego Costa, who's kind of getting back to form, has had a few injuries. Morata may get you a goal here or there. I just feel that the game's going to be stalemate, boring. Atletico Madrid 1-2, bang, 2-0, game over.
Obviously, watch out for prolific Roma loanee Patrick Schick, who'll be starting up front for Leipzig during that game.
Yeah, guys, watch out for him against that Atletico Madrid backline and all black and gold. In fairness, he probably could score a hat-trick and then Leipzig go through. Well,
All Black might be playing for Chelsea at that point. You never know.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. So, guys, we're going to talk about the second game in this section, and to me, this is a quite tasty one. Is Atalanta versus PSG. Now, Jack, tell me, what do you think about this time?
Atalanta are amazing. And it, like, anybody who has caught any glimpses of them this year, you know why I'm excited, and I think you, as a neutral, this should be the game you watch. I think a lot of people who maybe only pay attention to the big European games and don't really pay attention to some of the other teams, smaller teams in the other domestic leagues, might go, Atalanta, don't they usually play Europa League? PSG will walk them. They've scored 93 goals this year in Serie A. 93. And what's incredible, we're not having like a Ciro Immobile type of season where he scores 100 goals and then that's it. The goals are so nicely, evenly spread around the team that it's not a case of stop him, you'll be good. Stop him, you'll be good. You have to stop the whole team and the way they play. Gasperini, the manager, has done an incredible job, and the team is playing so well. There's such a great fluidity and cohesion at the moment that they're going to be very hard to stop. The only way that this team can get better is if the talent within the team is replaced with better talent. That's the levels we're talking. I think Gasperini is getting the most out of this team that he can, and playing a team in PSG who haven't played competitive football it's going to have been
6 months.
6 months. There you go. Geez, I didn't even realize it was that long. It's a very, very interesting game. I totally get PSG fans, European football fans, or people who just play FIFA writing off Atalanta in this, but I'm telling you, this will not be an easy game for PSG. Now, in terms of my prediction, I do think PSG probably just snag it purely due to their experience in the competition. but I'm telling you that this is arguably, even including Atletico Madrid, this is probably the scariest team that PSG could have pulled.
Jack, just like you, everything you said is correct. This Atlanta team should not be a team that anyone should sleep on. Since the restart of this pandemic, I can say that they're probably the best team in Europe. They've been that good. They have been that good. Honest to God, if it wasn't for Juve having that big of a margin before the break, they would be title contenders right now. The only points off the league. They played Juve the other day, and if it wasn't for two contentious penalties that were given to Juve, Atlanta would have won the game comfortably. They dominated that game. They are playing some of the best football I've seen. This PSG team is great, but they haven't played football in 6 months. Six months of without football. I know they're playing some exhibition games right now. Neymar and Icardi, they're having a bit of fun with their cheeky penalties. Neymar's doing what they do, but there's a big difference between playing a few friendlies to playing competitive football. And previously with PSG, that's always been a problem for them, that they would go play in Ligue 1 and it'll be so easy for them, but then they'll have to go and play teams who are the best in Europe, and they'll kind of struggle because they're not used to that competition week in, week out. The problem for Juve also is that if they do decide that they may take this Atlanta team seriously,
PSG, but yeah,
PSG team, this PSG team won't take this Atlanta team seriously, it might be embarrassing for them,
Yeah, if they don't prepare properly, it's not like Atalanta gonna win because of an 88th minute header from a corner. Like, Atalanta could embarrass them. Like,
that's what exactly, and maybe it might not be a big smash 5-0, but generally Atlanta could come in there and beat them 3-0 comfortably.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, but what I look at, and the reason why I still have PSG going through, the construction of the team, and my complaints about PSG historically has been the lack of balance between the attack, midfield, and defence. I feel like they have that a lot more now. A lot more of the midfield is a lot more balanced. The defence really does know what it's doing now. It's not so much of a free-for-all like it used to be. And the attack is obviously still absolutely devastating. Forgetting about the fact they just signed Mauro Icardi permanently. So I do think PSG will have enough, but I think it's very, very important to dispel any sort of opinion that Atalanta are just some sort of Europa League knockoff team. Like, absolutely not the case.
I can see this going an Atalanta victory. Again, I will just go for the form team in this situation. A team who PSG haven't played in 6 months. It's a big, big factor. I feel like it will be a 2-1 victory to Atlanta. PSG may get, Atlanta may score first, PSG may get a goal back, and then Atlanta hit one maybe from a corner or on the break, and that's all she wrote. To me, I feel PSG just haven't had enough time to prepare for this game, and just an Atlanta victory for me. Guys, we're gonna move on right now. Tell me what you think, Dave. You might think I'm chatting baloney, but I'm just going on what I feel is gonna happen. But let's move on to the 4 games who are actually not really decided yet. The last 16 games who haven't been played yet. But we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna see who's gonna go through in a kind of fantasy type book and on our prediction on what's gonna happen. So we have the first leg of it is rather going to be Real Madrid versus Real Madrid, or Man City will go against Juve or Lyon in this situation. Now, I think we both predict that Juve will go through against Lyon.
Yep.
Man City will just edge it against Real Madrid, right?
Yeah, that's the one game I think where we agree both. Yeah.
So, Jack, how do you see this tie going? Let's say if it is Man City versus Lyon in the quarterfinals.
I think
Man City versus Juventus.
I think it's less about Man City Juve, and I think it's more about Pep Guardiola against Sarri. And I think Pep Guardiola is going to walk all over Sarri. I think this could be, as semi-finals go and as built up as this game might be, I really do think City could just quite comfortably win by like a couple of goals. I feel like City will be better prepared, in better form. And I don't know, it really is kind of disjointed at Juve at the moment. The only thing I can see happening is Cristiano Ronaldo scoring a penalty, a bicycle kick, and a tap in, and saving Juve from their blushes, kind of thing. But apart from that, I really don't see any winner apart from Man City if those two teams were to go against each other.
Previously, if you watched the part one, you've seen me talk badly about Juve in a way, but just not really badly. I was just disappointed personally.
Yeah.
As a team, because to me, talent-wise, probably you could say the most talented squad in Europe. So many fantastic football players there, player in each spot. My biggest thing with Juve is that the managers kind of seem to have let the team down in a way. Guardiola's going to walk over Sarri, and I second that. Going on talent, it's equal, but the manager thing is two completely different ways of working. Guardiola's a much better tactician than Sarri, and just for that reason alone, yes, Ronaldo's the big factor there, and if he does do what he does, yes, they're going to go through. But I just see Man City going through in a situation. Juve just don't look half the team that they should be right now.
Yeah, so I mean, Sarri, we've heard it from countless players and other managers before. Sarri is stubborn and one-dimensional. And one guy who, okay, he's stubborn, but he's certainly not one-dimensional is Pep Guardiola. And he, of course, has his own style and the way that he wants things to do. I think the best saying that I'll kind of steal from somebody here is Sarri's playing checkers while Pep Guardiola is playing chess. Like, that's the kind of level we're talking about here. And I just think that he'll be able to expose him. Now, you, I think, made a really good point. We cannot rule out the individual brilliance of Dybala, Ronaldo, whatever, but we can't also rule out the individual brilliance of Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne, these kinds of players. So it'll be a close one, but I totally agree with you.
Secondly, apparently Aguero will be back for that Champions League title. So again, that's another big factor. The question is, will even Aguero play? Because Man City, Guardiola might switch it up and put Jesus on the left and ask Kevin De Bruyne to play as the false number 9. So guys, we're going to move on to the next game on this section, and it's going to be quite interesting. It's going to be rather Napoli or Barcelona to play against Chelsea or Bayern Munich. Now, me and Jack obviously agreed that Bayern are definitely going to go through against Chelsea and Bayern to get the 3-0 up. But you have Napoli versus Barcelona, and we still haven't really agreed on what team is going to go through here.
We can quit if we quickly. I guess we can talk about both matchups, maybe, if you want.
Yeah, let's talk about both matchups. Bayern Munich, in my opinion, Bayern Munich play Barcelona. Bayern Munich win comfortably.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Bayern Munich play against Napoli. It will be a bit more
interesting.
It'll be a bit tougher for Bayern, but I still see Bayern going through there. Jack, but do you have anything to say about that game?
No, you touched on it. Bayern, and it's crazy to even think this. Bayern would much sooner play Barcelona than they would Napoli right now. And that's where we're at. The matchup alone really just says it all. All you need is for Bayern to slightly overcommit on their fullbacks, who obviously love getting forward and supporting the wide players. And then you've got that, dynamic little trio of Callahan, Insigne and Mertens just buzzing around on the break. All they need is one decent pass from a Fabian Ruiz or somebody like that. And then, sorry, Bayern, but you're cut open by a Napoli team who can seriously defend. They're solid at the back. Koulibaly and Manolas, that's pretty good. It's hard to find a centre-back pairing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Centre-back pairing was top 5 in the world.
100%. Very hard-working midfield. They know how to put their work in. And, the wingers, we talk about how explosive they are going forward. They put a serious shift in when they're defending as well. And when you've got a coach like Gennaro Gattuso yelling at you from the sideline and no fans to be able to deafen that noise, he's going to let you know. That was one of the most fierce competitors football has ever seen. And you're seeing that now from him as a manager as well. Very passionate. And I think Bayern, that's going to be a scary prospect. I will say, though, regardless of whether it's Napoli or Barcelona, and I think you agree here, Bayern Munich are probably going through.
Again, form team right now in the world. Scored the most goals in Bundesliga history. This season, Lewandowski 50 goals. You got Muller breaking assist records, playing some of the best football. You got Kimmich playing in the center. You got Alaba playing center back right now with Boateng, and they've struck up a really strong partnership. You got what's it called again? Fonso Davis, Roadrunner.
Yeah,
Roadrunner. They're playing some of the best football.
Goretzka, by the way, came back from this break just absolutely jacked. So he was like this skinny, lanky midfielder. Now he's like an absolute athlete. So Goretzka's playing out of his skin right now as well. I guess we'll come on to it, James. I don't know if you want to lead us coming on to it, but who we now think will win?
Yeah, that's what I was going to touch on, because we could talk about the semi-finals, but let's just go straight in and let's kind of see in each people's opinion who is going to win from here, because it's not like there's a two-legged affair now. It's a one-off game for the semi-final. Jack, tell me, who do you believe is going to win this year's Champions League?
I've got to say it's Bayern. I think they're in the strongest position. Correct me where I'm wrong, and maybe I should have done my research, but Leroy Sané didn't play for Man City in the Champions League, right?
I'm pretty sure he has played, and I'm pretty sure he can play, because the transfer, he can't. Yeah. No.
I just thought that might be kind of interesting, but anyway. All the positive, I don't particularly believe in karma or energy or any of that kind of spiritual stuff, but everything positive seems to be going Bayern Munich's way right now. And they really seem like they have a point to prove. I think when you're looking at the bigger clubs in the world, Man City and Liverpool from England have really taken the stage. Obviously, you've got Liverpool and Barcelona already talked about, and now Juventus are kind of been added to that little group of five as the big clubs. The teams like PSG, like Bayern, a little bit forgotten recently, and I just wonder if they're feeling a little bit hard done by. So we're seeing Lewandowski solidify himself as the best striker in the world right now. All those things you talked about, I don't want to repeat of what you said there, but I just think Bayern Munich, I don't see a lot of flaws in that team. The coach has done an incredibly good job to get them where they are right now. And I just don't see anybody over the course of 90 minutes beating that team outright.
Jack, my second pick to win it, but they're not the team to me, and that's going to win the Champions League. Here now, the reason why I said I see this team winning it is the way the rules have changed, and even if it didn't change, they're still the toughest team to beat in the Champions League, and that to me is Atletico Madrid. Now, Atletico Madrid played the best team in Europe at the time, Liverpool, the current holders, and the Premier League holders also, and beat them. The first team to beat Liverpool in 3 years in a European competition. Yes, this game is now turning to a one-legged affair, and Atletico Madrid, with all their shenanigans, all that nonsense, the Diego Simeone, they're going to slow the game down. It's going to be boring, but they're going to get that one goal. They're going to keep it going and keep it going and keep it going to the final, which they probably will meet Bayern Munich. The way that they play is set up to play against a Bayern Munich team. It's already there. Sit back, withstand all that pressure on the counter-attack. They're going to have their Moratas going. They're going to have their Carrasco, their Diego Costas on the counter-attack. They're going to win. Whether it's going to be on penalties, extra time, or a 2-1 or 1-0 victory, Atletico Madrid will win the Champions League this season.
I mean, I'd be a fool to say that, yeah, I disagree, you're totally wrong, it's such rubbish, because of course they're capable of doing that. But I look at when it does hit crunch time and those big moments do come up, you need those big names and those big players to come up. And history has shown us most of the time that doesn't happen for Atletico Madrid. And it will be that player and that one moment from Lewandowski that will mean that Atletico have to come out, try and actually play, and then they can get totally stung on the break. So I don't know. It's not for me, in my opinion, what will happen. I would just like to say for everybody listening, my prediction from the get-go was Barcelona. And I've just said that there's a chance Napoli might beat them in the quarters. So, you know, what the hell do I know? But yeah, I've got to stick with Bayern Munich. I won't rule your one out, but I can't say that I agree.
Now, we're going to finish it here, but I'm just going to give a quick little bit of history for you. Atletico Madrid have technically only lost to one player or one team. The last 6 years, they've been knocked out by Real Madrid or Juventus, and one specific player has played for that team all the time, and that is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's been the kryptonite to them. Every single year, they've been knocked out in a final, semi-final, or quarterfinal to a Real Madrid team or Juventus team that has Cristiano Ronaldo in it. Thanos won't be in the final. He won't be there. It will be Munich.
What you're saying is, from the very beginning, when you picked Juve to win, then Juve are going to win because they got Ronaldo. Okay, great.
Jack, as I said, things change. I believe Atletico Madrid is going to go on to win this Champions League. But guys, we've been chatting for a while right now. Tell me what you think. If you think that I'm chatting out my ass, let me know. If you think Jack is acting like he don't know what's going on right now, let us know. Comment, let us know who do you think will win the Champions League, quarterfinals, semi-final. Jack has his hat going the other way, guys. Thank you for watching Box to Box Football, and we will see you next time.